G'day, I'm Lincoln Dale from Arista,
And I'm Ben DeBoer.
and we're here today to talk about macro-segmentation within Arista EOS and CloudVision. One of the biggest pain points in designing data center networks within enterprises has been how to insert services like firewalls and load balancers. Legacy network designs would have layer 3 in the core or aggregation layer, and service devices would be deployed physically at either the layer 3 gateway or on a services aggregation device attached to it. North-south traffic for specific VLANs would always go through the service devices, and there would be challenges around how to scale out the service devices, such as how to add more firewall capacity. And any services and security policies would only ever be at the perimeter for north-south traffic. There would be no opportunity for security on east-west or within the same layer 2 domain. Fast forward to 2015 and fine-grained security via micro-segmentation that is implemented in the virtual switch of the physical host where the VMs are running is one of the most significant features enabled by network virtualization. This is great, except that it only works for VMs on specific hypervisors and for virtual to virtual at scale and performance. This is where macro-segmentation comes in. Macro-segmentation is about enabling dynamic insertion of services for physical devices and non-virtualized devices. It has the following characteristics. Service devices such as firewalls or load balancers can be anywhere in the network. There are no restrictions or limitations on where the service devices are physically attached. Likewise, devices to which services are targeted can be anywhere in the network. We can insert service devices into the path of traffic without requiring any new frame format, protocol, or anything that is proprietary. Standards-based forwarding is used to stitch service devices into the path of traffic. To emphasize just how open this approach is, we can even do it if the network is comprised of devices from multiple vendors other than Arista. Hosts can and do move, such as vMotion, so services and service insertion should move with them. Finally, we don't attempt to boil the ocean. We aren't trying to own the policy or run an Uber controller that understands every flow of every application or the interaction between applications. We'd rather have policy associated with the service come from the service device itself. An example would be that of a security policy should come from a firewall device itself and not be policy configured on a network switch itself. Macro-segmentation is one of the services enabled by Arista CloudVision. Since CloudVision has a network-wide database view of all state in the network, a bubbled up view of each instance of SysDB from each switch in the physical topology, as well as integration with partners like VMware NSX, it is where every device is within the network and learns in real time about new devices added to the network, removed from the network, or updates in real time where devices move across ports or servers. Combined with talking to the native APIs provided by service devices, native APIs that already exist and with no specific version dependencies, we can learn what end devices the service devices are interested in, or if they require a specific logical topology, and then instantiate that into the network itself. We can do this in real time without any need for a network operator or administrator to talk to a security administrator or vice versa, and without the network needing to be architected in any specific manner to achieve this. To illustrate this, I'd like to hand over to Ben from our business development team, who will walk through the integration we have.
Thanks, Lincoln. I'm going to walk through macro-segmentation and integration with Palo Alto Networks. To start with, here we have a typical spine leaf network. In this case, VXLAN is being used, so the network uses a layer 3 link between spine and leaf. However, macro-segmentation could be deployed on a network operating at layer 2 also. We have some Palo Alto Networks firewalls attached to the network on one of the leaf switches. It doesn't matter where these are in the network, they could be anywhere. Our security administrators define some security policies for protecting servers that are part of our SAP ERP production deployment. In order to deploy firewalls into the path of traffic, first we need to have macro-segmentation within CloudVision operating. Here you can see macro-segmentation being enabled within CloudVision. Next, for macro-segmentation to be aware of Palo Alto Networks firewalls, we provide it with some credentials in order to log into the firewall and inspect the security policies. This only needs to be read-only access, so it won't make any changes to the firewalls themselves. We can point this either at individual firewalls or at Palo Alto's centralized management tool called Panorama. Using the REST APIs provided by Palo Alto and integration by Arista within CloudVision, macro-segmentation learns about what firewalls exist in the network, what switch ports they're attached to, and what security policies are defined in the network. We can tell macro-segmentation to instantiate policies only with specific tags. Let's say it's the end of quarter processing for our ERP system and we want to add more compute resources. It might well be that we need to make a change to the firewall rules to accomplish this, like adding more IP addresses to the range. Such a change might be done by a security administrator and on the firewall itself, like as follows. Macro-segmentation through APIs will pick up the change in security policy and will note that more devices need to be covered in the security policy and will stitch these new end devices behind the firewalls. We can dry run a new service policy like this and make sure it looks like it's matching the kinds of things we expect it to, and if it looks good, we can put it into production. Notice that no network administrator was involved to make these changes. Macro-segmentation completely handles the provisioning of this service.
Thanks, Ben. Macro-segmentation within Arista CloudVision enables flexible deployment of services in the network without forklift upgrades and without proprietary lock-ins. It works in tandem with server virtualization and virtual switches from partners, complementing intelligence and functionality they provide, along with the physical switches from Arista and our hardware VXLAN gateway capabilities. The network-wide database and telemetry information bubbled up to Controller DB, and CloudVision enables this in a seamless and scalable manner. For more information, visit our website. Thanks for watching.